'82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years of life. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, got it!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny, hey!
I am rolling.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings your Garage Logic podcast number 1607, August 27th, 2025. When they went to the fair on this day in 1926, they had a record high of 99 degrees. And when they went to the fair on this day in 1887, they had to bundle up in the morning because it was only 42 degrees. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Height in the newsroom, and of course, the Rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
Beginning at 1:30 p.m. yesterday, so not even 24 hours, there have been 4 significant shootings in Minneapolis, none more significant than what happened this morning. 2 children are dead while attending Mass. They were shot at Annunciation Catholic Church in the Linden Hills neighborhood. As many as 20 injured. The shooter now being reported to have taken his own life. Since 1:30 p.m. yesterday, 4 significant shootings, the worst being the most recent. All I could do was jot some notes to myself this morning. Note number 1, I feel like I do after 9/11, that some action is required and I don't know what or where. But I feel that civilized society is under that much attack as it was in 9/11. To have this rash of shootings extend even to a shooter shooting through the stained glass windows at Ascension, so the kids couldn't get out. Then second thought I had, I heard the phrase, if I've heard it once now in the last 45 minutes, I've heard it.
Annunciation.
What did I say?
Ascension.
Oh, I'm sorry. Annunciation. I'm sorry. If I've heard this phrase once in the last 45 minutes, I've heard it 15 times, both from reporters and police. It's just what they say. It's not, I'm not criticizing them. But they say because the shooter at Annunciation is down, there is no longer an ongoing threat to the public. I now find that a useless phrase. We have all the evidence in the world that I think we live in a time when there is always an ongoing threat to the public. And it doesn't matter where, and it doesn't matter when. 2 of the 4 shootings in the last 19 hours, 20 hours are broad daylight, if not more than 2. I'll review them in just a moment. But there is always an ongoing threat to the public. I called one of my sisters today on a completely different matter, and I heard chattering, and I said, "Where are you?" And she said, "I'm in the middle of the lake on White Bear with her lady friends." Apparently once a week they go out there and gab. And she said, "I'm probably in the safest spot in the state." I said, "Yeah, you're right. There's an ongoing threat now everywhere we look." This, as people have been saying to each other, this shooting at Annunciation could have been any public school, charter school, Catholic school, whatever. There could have been anywhere, because the city's broken, the state is broken. I don't think this is hyperbole. We haven't had news breaking the other way to suggest that it isn't. And I've heard a number of reporters say regarding the latest and most horrific shooting at Annunciation, they're all can barely, and again, I'm not criticizing, I'm just making observations. They can all barely contain their amazement, because they say things like, "Well, there's a Starbucks in that neighborhood, and there's a Kowalski's in that neighborhood, and I walk there all the time." Well, yeah, it doesn't make any difference where you are. Right. There is an ongoing threat to the public in modern American culture. There's an ongoing threat. And here in Minneapolis, it started 1:30 yesterday. A late night and early morning shootings came after one person was killed and 6 others hurt, shooting near the Cristo Rey Jesuit High School in the 2900 block of 4th Avenue South. Those Cristo Rey high schools are, if you can get your kid into them, I can't recommend it highly enough. Mm-hmm. And I don't think cost is the problem to get a kid in. I know people involved with the development of these. They're Jesuit-run, Cristo Rey High School. And if you ought to take a look at it seriously if you're a parent. This shooting, by the way, apparently had nothing to do with the fact that Cristo Rey Jesuit High School was nearby. This was a sidewalk shooting. 1 person killed, 6 others hurt. At 8 o'clock last night, one man in his 20s was fatally shot in the 2700 block of 3rd Avenue. Police went to the scene at 8 o'clock Tuesday and found the victim with gunshot wounds. Officers rendered life-saving aid before the man was taken to Hennepin County Medical Center, where he died. All right. A short time later, a second man in his 20s was dropped off at Abbott Northwestern with apparent gunshot wounds. Preliminary information indicates that his injuries were related to the shooting earlier at 2700 block of 3rd Avenue South. And then I think, didn't we have one overnight? I can't find it now on my list. 1:30 p.m. yesterday, 8 p.m. Tuesday. Yeah, Kenny? Or John?
2 a.m. Near Hennepin Avenue and 8th Street.
2 a.m. Anybody die in that one?
Gunmen opened fire on a group that was gathered nearby on a sidewalk, fatally wounding 1 man before running off. Another man, apparently wounded in the shooting, dropped off at a local hospital and is expected to survive.
And then we have this one this morning at Annunciation. And I have nothing to offer except I feel just like I did after 9/11. After 9/11, I remember what happened. There was a rush of people buying American flags, because we had we had the country united in patriotism for about 72 hours before that broke apart. I don't know what the response is to this, but clearly, the civil contract is broken here, if not everywhere in the country. It's torn up. It's been thrown away. Now, Kenny found something interesting. These school shootings aren't new, but apparently prior to the year 2000, they were terribly infrequent. Was that fair, Kenny, or were they not?
I am shocked. I am shocked to discover there's a whole Wikipedia page. Listen to this, and I only went back to the 40s. 8 in the 40s, 32 in the 50s, 100 in the 60s. Then we dropped by half, 49 in the 70s, 79 in the 80s, and then a big jump, 123 in the 90s. This is all pre-2000.
God almighty.
And this only came to my mind because 2 days ago, I saw somewhere on social that a gal named Brenda Ann Spencer, age 16, committed a school shooting in San Diego on January 29th, 1979. I thought, oh my goodness, that had to be the first. Well, not even close. They actually started in the 1800s. But when asked her motive, she famously replied, "I just don't like Mondays."
What the hell does that mean?
She doesn't like Mondays.
That was, the genesis for that song also. That
Manic
school
Monday?
shooting itself. I don't like Mondays by the Boomtown Rats.
Oh, I guess I don't know that song.
Well, I don't doubt what you found. How come they were not in our consciousness?
That is why I went looking for it, and I don't understand that, because you made a point off the air that clearly says it for all of us about your mom.
Do you think my mom ever worried about a kid getting shot, sending kids off to school?
Absolutely not.
Well, she might have. In the 60s, you said how many were there?
In the 60s, there was 100.
100. We never heard of them.
Well, or is it your mom doing what probably all of us did, like as I did, driving my 2 kids to the station here today? You just kind of have to shield them from that stuff.
No, we weren't shielded at all.
I'm thinking back to my childhood. It was quicksand. It was falling down a well. It was stranger abductions for some reason.
Yes.
And it was razor blades and candy during Halloween.
Damn.
And mine was, if your friend jumps off the high bridge, you going to go with them?
You're going to follow.
Right.
Yeah.
Kenny, that is so quicksand. You're right. Quicksand, Halloween candy, strangers offering rides or candy. Oh my God, that's spot on.
Well, that's when I took the railroad spike through the Snickers bar.
That was a funny bit.
To the neighbors.
That's good.
What?
Do you want to hear?
Well, I heard this, Chris. Chris is offering audio of Mayor Fry.
I also have a short clip from Chief O'Hara as well.
But, before you criticize, well,
no, I wasn't
I
going
shouldn't
to
jump to conclusions, but he was obviously very affected by this.
Yeah.
And
I thought that Kenny, I thought the same thing, and I thought that's why it was probably
he really
worth
let
playing.
his emotions show during that press conference this morning.
Yeah, I wasn't going to criticize him. I was going to say he's like the rest of us.
Yeah.
He's a dad.
What can he offer?
Right.
The contract is broken. This city is broken. Now, I don't think that's hyperbole.
No.
Are there disagreements? Because disagree with me if you want.
No, I'm.
And it doesn't matter whether it's a Catholic church, a synagogue, or
Doesn't
a
matter
mosque.
if it's a public school, charter school, home school. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter
The
if it's
city's broken. This state is broken. And one thing that's going to have to happen, I include myself, the rhetoric has to be toned down. You can't have this governor that we have walking around using profanity to describe to his opponents. And I'm not suggesting by any stretch of the imagination that Walz's tirade at the DNC committee meeting here the other day had anything to do with this. I presumably did not. But the whole public conversation has to be, and I'm including myself, it has to be toned down a bit. I don't know if that'll help repair the torn civic contract, but clearly what we're doing doesn't work.
Do you think it's important to talk about motives? Because you and I had a dust up before the show, and I don't know. I don't think this shooting at Annunciation is in any way comparable to what had happened in the prior 12 to 24 hours. I think what we saw last night and yesterday afternoon was just gun violence by criminals.
That somewhat knew each other or
Gang
had
members, crime. And when we talk about school shootings or shootings in public places like this, there's a whole different reason. And that's, to me, is what is confusing and what I don't understand, the motives.
Well, you're right. I don't disagree with you. Can I rephrase your statement?
Please.
There's a great difference between gangbangers shooting each other and innocent children getting shot attending mass.
Right.
Yeah.
An 8-year-old kid and a 10-year-old kid are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a great difference. But under the rubric of the civil contract no longer existing, I think they all fall under that.
I can't disagree with
because
that.
You're an innocent 12-year-old girl and mom tells you to go walk the dog, and all of a sudden you're in the crossfire of a gangbang shooting and you're dead. It's broken. The way we're living right now is completely broken. But you're absolutely right. There is a tremendous distinction between the 3 previous shootings in the last 19 hours and the most recent one, which is the most horrific, because you don't know a motive. You don't know why. Why pick on innocent children? When gangbangers take out an innocent child, it's usually by accident.
Like the girl jumping on the trampoline.
A girl jumping on a trampoline or sitting in the back seat of a car or what have you.
And more often than not, they will come out to say it was me for some reason.
No. I wish that was true.
If they shoot a child by accident?
Well, when's the last time a gangbanger turned himself in for saying, I shot a child by accident?
I'm just saying they're usually caught.
Why?
If they innocently shoot a child.
Yeah, but we got a famous case in Minneapolis where the little girl's killer is yet to be found.
Right.
Yeah. And you got these grandfather types offering all the reward they can scrape up, and still nothing has happened. It all falls under the heading of we have a destroyed civic contract, and the results of that can range from gangbangers shooting each other in broad daylight to innocent children at mass getting shot in broad daylight. And it's one of those 72-hour ones before we know all the facts.
Because I'm glad you mentioned that, Joe, because a lot of GLers are pointing stuff out to us that I had pointed out to you guys, and we're aware of that, but we're not ready to go with.
We're aware of everything that's on Twitter, but that's Twitter.
Right.
I was aware of this 35 minutes before any news organization had it on the air, so much so that I thought maybe I was hearing an exercise. I couldn't believe, and I'm Googling and I'm going through the channels, and I couldn't believe nobody was reporting this.
Is that stemming from, Ken? Do you think that so many organizations are now afraid of lawsuits? Is that what that's stemming from?
I think they were doing due diligence. I think they were doing journalism, to be honest.
I want to go back to the idea that school shootings have been with us, but I still don't understand why they never entered our consciousness. I would imagine part of the reason for that is what is now the instantaneous delivery of news. There may very well have been a school shooting in Kentucky in 1957 that nobody ever heard of except if you lived in that town in Kentucky. Mm-hmm. But all I can tell you with absolute certainty is this was never the grade school I went to, never locked down. There was never anything like this.
They didn't even have drills.
No, nothing. We did have 50-gallon drums of water and saltine crackers in the basement in the event of a nuclear
That was
holocaust.
the fallout drill. Yes,
I'm not kidding.
Right.
That's what we were worried about. Though I was telling the guys this before the show. The lasting memory of a school tragedy that I have from being a kid, I guess you got to be as old as me to remember this. Many listeners will remember this. A very terrible, terrible school fire in Chicago. And John, can you bring that up again?
I no, but I can tell you the details.
It's 1958.
1958, December 1st, and the fire it started in a garbage can, a cardboard garbage can, and it killed 92 students and 3 nuns.
The name of the school was what?
Boy, that I do not
Yeah,
remember.
Our Lady of Grace.
I think that is
I
correct.
can look that up, John, while you're doing something.
But that I remember with stunning clarity. The optics, there was a rudimentary news in the evening back then, and I remember the ladders on the scorched brick walls of the building and realizing kids my age were jumping out of the windows. And it really made an impression on my mind.
Our Lady of the Angels School in Chicago.
In the Humboldt neighborhood, Our Lady of the Angels. And you ask anybody my age in Chicago, I bet that's the lasting memory. And that had nothing to do with a broken civic contract. Nothing. It was a fire that started and got out of control, and 90 kids died. That did make earth-shattering national news.
Yeah, the disaster was the lead headline story in American, European, and Canadian newspapers. John the 23rd sent his condolences from the Vatican.
Mm-hmm. The 23rd weighed in, huh?
Yeah. The big guy.
You know, I'm reading some of the details of these shootings in the 40s and 50s, and none of them, I haven't made it into the 60s yet, but none of them are, the motive wasn't to go to school and shoot as many people as possible. There's always extenuating circumstances, 2 people arguing, or believe it or not, a lot of firearms in plays were loaded with live ammo instead of blanks, or it was stray bullets that did a lot of this.
Yeah, and they seem, I've been reading them too, Kenny, they seem more personal.
Yeah.
If they shot at, say, an administrator, that kind of thing, it was just because they didn't like that administrator. Or
Right,
Yeah.
Yep.
The only one I remembered, we've talked about it on the show, was a guy in Michigan who was upset with the county commission ruling, if I have my facts straight, on something to do with his land, and for some reason he blew up a school. That's the only one I can remember from.
Well, as far as the shooter goes, I know we don't know much about him, but how far are we going to let mental illness or whatever motivating factor this person had to do that?
I don't know, but when we come back, I'm going to read you something that's not necessarily unrelated.
Okay.
Right now, I want to tell you, for a complete change of pace, for complete relaxation and enjoyment and the realization that the sun will come up tomorrow, get to EcoFun Motorsports just for fun, just for the hell of it. It's the best recreational store you'll ever be in. It's in Forest Lake / Columbus on Highway 97, just immediately west of Interstate 35. And right now, if they still have any of those Yamaha jet skis or wave runners in stock and you buy one, you're going to get a free Triton aluminum trailer. No extra cost, no catch, just a top-tier trailer. That baby will be ready to launch. And there's summer left. There's a lot of summer left. Because I'm a 21ster. I realize we're in fall right now. But there's a lot of great summer left. And when you're there, you'll realize you're in the electric bike capital of the world. Great motorcycle selection, gas-powered scooters and youth recreational equipment and 4x4s. And pretty soon, even though it's summer, pretty soon all that great winter equipment showing up, and helmets and apparel and a service. Stop by, take a look. Maybe leave with a personal watercraft on a free trailer. They've got financing, too, if you need that. EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake and down in Burnsville on the Service Road of Life near County Road 42, and a website you can lose yourself in, ecofunmotorsports.com.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
So I didn't use any Seafoam over the weekend, but I actually did on Monday when I made an acquisition of a little 4-stroke outboard, a little delight.
Good for you.
You know what? It's always neat when you have the right tool for the job, and in this case, it was Seafoam motor treatment. The GLer's chemical cabinet should always have a wide variety of Seafoam products to save the day, especially the big three, the Bugsby Gone, the engine treatment, and that deep creep penetrating oil. That Bugsby Gone, I'm not lying one bit. It is absolutely amazing, works as promised, and everyone who writes us, and even on their website, they all say the same thing. This stuff is amazing. You spray it on, let it sit there for a few minutes, wipe it off, all the bugs are gone. It covers organic material and every other weird thing you can throw at it. It's really amazing. Best part, it's safe on all surfaces. Of course, the motor treatment, I don't know if I could really even say anything about that. How long have we been using that motor treatment? Since the 40s? It's been around, and it's proven itself over and over. And the Seafoam Deep Creep, best penetrating oil on the market. It's great for lubing, breaking up rust, and restoring parts, and displacing moisture. Better than anything else you've been using for a long time, that's for sure. It's the GLer's Car Care Kit. Buy all three, give them as a gift. Find them in automotive aisles everywhere, or order them from SeafoamWorks.com, our own local company with a global reach, Seafoam.
We want to play for you Chief O'Hara's comments, followed by going directly to John Haidt in our own newsroom.
There's a vehicle that we believe that the suspect used that is being searched, and we will be conducting other searches related to this.
John Haidt in his newsroom.
They have identified, numerous news sources are reporting this, the shooter as 23-year-old Robin Westman, a 23-year-old male. That's basically all the info anybody's given on him. That's all we know at the moment.
And now, Mayor Fry's remarks.
These were Minneapolis families. These were American families. And the amount of pain that they are suffering right now is extraordinary. And don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church. These are kids that should be learning with their friends. They should be playing on the playground. They should be able to go to school or church in peace without the fear or risk of violence, and their parents should have the same kind of assurance. These are the sort of basic assurances that every family should have, every step of the day, regardless of where they are in our country. I'm so deeply saddened, and I'm so sorry to the families that I know are suffering right now.
Well, he's absolutely right. No parent should have to do this. The kids should be out playing in the playground or in class, but that's how life works when there's a functioning civil contract. I don't doubt his sincerity at all.
You know what that was? That was leadership.
That was heartfelt.
Yes.
Well, if the leadership would be restoring civil contracts. And I can't assign that to him alone. I want to read you something, and you tell me if I'm on the right track or if I've just led us astray. And just stop me if I'm on the wrong track. This was in today's Star Tribune on page 7, A7. A teenager was spared prison Monday and given a 1-year jail term for ambushing. God, I can't.
Yeah, you're saying it right.
God,
you're saying it weird, but
we know what you're saying.
A teenager was spared prison Monday and given a 1-year jail term for ambushing a Gustavus Adolphus College student in a campus parking lot at night and threatening to shoot her in the head before he stole her car. Tavius Sorgatz Martin, 19, of Rochester, was sentenced in Nicollet County District Court after pleading guilty to first-degree carjacking in connection with the brandishing what his victim feared was an assault-style rifle while stealing her car at 2:45 a.m. September 14th, 2024. so just about a year ago. Over the objections of the county attorney's office, Judge Paul Gunderson set aside a sentence of slightly more than 6 years and opted for the year in jail. With credit for time in jail since his arrest, Martin has about 4.5 months left to serve. Martin's sentence also includes 240 hours of sentence to serve, which often means being part of a supervised work crew and 5 years of probation. Defense attorney Eric Olson argued in court last year for Martin to receive leniency for various reasons, among them a neglectful, abusive, and chaotic first 8 years of his life. All right. James Dunn, chief deputy for the county attorney's office, told the Minnesota Star Tribune that Gunderson also took into account Mr. Martin's age and lack of brain development due to his youth. That's right out of the Mary Moriarty playbook. She doesn't believe the brains are capable of understanding crime until what, 21, she said? That Mr. Martin was remorseful of his actions, that he was cooperative in court and took responsibility, and that he had strong family and community support. But here we go on to learn Martin still has a theft case pending in Olmsted County, alleging he stole $540 from the safe of a Circle K gas station in Rochester, where he's been living in a group home. His record in juvenile court includes allegations that he smashed in the window of a car in Cottage Grove and drove off, vehicle theft in Stearns County, and felony charges to property in Hennepin County. Okay, I won't go on. But is that happening too much, that unstable people like this fellow are just put back on the street?
There is, I guess it has probably been proven that brain development stops or slows drastically at the age in which you were first abused. That said, this judge should be forced to answer, and by answer I mean somebody should shove a microphone in his face or a reporter should talk to him. No other. That's all I mean by that. For this light sentencing. I mean, look at the kid's criminal record. I guarantee you when he finishes, what is it? He's got 30 days left.
He's got 240 hours left.
When he finishes that, he's gonna do crime again.
Yep.
This will not stop with this.
And how many more examples do we need for these judges to be proven wrong?
The 21-year-old student who was victimized had just parked her car in the school's campus in St. Peter and was walking to her dorm when a masked man ordered her to hand over her vehicle's keys or be shot in the head. The woman told her police that her assailant was holding what appeared to be an AR-style rifle across the front of his body. The assailant then drove off in her car, and the student ran into the dorm and contacted police. And then later that day, the police found that car and him in Plymouth. And then it concludes by noting that Martin's parents, this is 19-year-old Tavius Martin's parents, told police that their son owns an AR-style airsoft rifle, a weapon that is a replica of a lethal firearm but can cause no more harm than minor injuries.
Do you think that gal knew that?
No, of course not.
He's guilty of armed robbery. Isn't that a felony? He should do whatever the sentencing guidelines call for. He should sit it out. He should be there.
Well, the prosecutor wanted 6 years. Now, what do we do about that?
Who do these judges answer to other than the voters?
And you know, there's no relationship between that case and what happened at Annunciation today, and yet there is a relationship in a widespread dynamic in which fewer and fewer consequences are being faced for greater and greater harm to the public. Fewer consequences are being faced for harming the public.
I'm really glad you brought that one up. Did you see the one at the bottom of the propaganda page, page 2 in the Star Tribune? Headline, false reports of active shooters on nation's college campuses rise.
Yeah. We just had it at South Carolina.
First paragraph, a rash of hoax calls about active shooters on college campuses, some featuring gunshots sounding in the background, have sent waves of fear among students around the nation as the school year begins. You should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law if there is one for that.
Mm-hmm. We're broken.
Definitely.
This country is broken. This state in particular is broken. I know I've been harping on how poorly we've been governed, but good Lord. Just look at the downturn in this state under the Walz tenure. And it's not totally Walz's fault. Under a Mysterian legislative tenure. This state is broken.
Well,
it's broken financially. It's broken criminally. It's broken quality of life related.
I think society as a whole is broken.
I agree. I agree.
I mean, I don't see that there was any way to prevent this morning's shooting in South Minneapolis. Not known to law enforcement. Only made this video that we've been referencing, yesterday?
Well, we haven't referenced it. There is a video circulating on social media.
And YouTube has pulled it off of their website as well.
That purports to show this Robin person. Mm-hmm. Westman, is it?
Westman, yes.
Mm-hmm. That purports to show Robin Westman, what? I haven't watched it. Speaking or?
Babbling. Yeah. Obviously.
He also wrote a letter to his family that I did read.
That's all over the internets too, the letter, which is,
Does the letter, not that it makes any difference to the dead 8-year-old and 10-year-old, but does the letter give any indication of why he would do such a thing?
He does not, but he does say he feels sad for the victims that he's about.
Well, then he should have shot himself alone.
He starts it by saying he can't live anymore.
Well, then he should have taken care of himself.
That was my first thought immediately.
There's evil in the world.
I mean, how do you even prevent that? What do you do?
How do you get that demented that you want to kill a child because of your...
I don't know how private he was, but he had quite an arsenal. And if I'm not blame the gun guy at all, but I'm just saying if you have a 23-year-old that has that kind of collection and isn't, why would you have that collection? A sport for target shooting or whatever, that would raise some...
Be fun to find out how he acquired that handgun, since you have to have a permit to buy a semi. Well, we don't know if it was a semi-automatic or a revolver.
Wasn't your neighbor just in the news down there in South St. Paul? Guy lived friend of yours next door?
He wasn't next door.
No, you know the guy. He's
Squeak.
over in your yard all the time.
Squeak.
Oh.
He was on the north end of town, but he also had
90
weapons, and he had some booby traps in his home.
And lots of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
He did have lots of drugs, yes.
Well, you can't even count the ways we're broken, can you?
How do you,
But I'm an old-time moron who thinks that dope shouldn't even have been legalized in this state.
No.
It's just going to lead to dreadful problems.
The reefer.
Did you hear the guy at the U.S. Open tennis?
I missed it.
He's either a Norwegian or a Finland. He ranks 6th in the world. He said, I can't take it. I can't play with all this smell of weed. It's driving me crazy.
I did not see that, but that would be me.
He's smelling so much weed at the U.S. Open, he can't take it.
Should have been at the hip hop concert last Saturday at the State Fair, especially when Cypress Hill came on stage.
That is funny though. When you are out at the fair, you can tell the sea change that happens at about 5, 6, 7 o'clock,
or when you walk by KMOJ.
Right.
I'm so old school that I want people to go back to when you had to hide to smoke weed. Go out behind the dumpster.
Yes,
You know? Go down the
yes.
alley. Go hide.
Absolutely.
I miss
Hiding's
those
part of
days.
the fun.
Right.
Yeah.
It was more fun when they were when people that smoked reefer were sheepish.
Reefer.
Yeah. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
You keep watch.
It
Right.
was so prevalent the other night, and Kenny probably knows this. Be Real, the guy from Cypress Hill, he had a joint lit the entire concert. And between songs, he'd take out his lighter
well,
and relight it 'cause it would
one
go
of his
out.
songs is, I want to get high, so high.
And his theme song is I'm Dr. Green Thumb. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Wow.
One of my great friends and I used to get in his car, parked in the garage with the door shut.
Yeah.
Double seal, hot boxing in the garage.
I thought the garage was floating above the ground. What? How are we get out of here? Oh, life is.
Grand.
Back
Life
when he
has
was
changed, hasn't it?
back when he was a Nixon-loving lefty. Isn't that what Royce said?
No, Nixon
Nixon
hated
Or,
it.
sorry, Nixon-hating lefty. I'm sorry. My bad.
Well, I did get my taxes audited.
Yeah, you did.
F the IRS.
Oh, everything's broken now, man. Everything's broken.
That's a Bob Dylan song.
Well, Bobby and I are in the same wavelength.
There you go.
Although he beat me to it by a few years. What would Bob say about all this?
Everything's broken.
Everything is broken.
Good luck.
So let's bring up our friends at North American Banking Company
Let's
right
fix it.
now. Let's try to fix something. Let's try to fix your finances right now. And North American Banking Company can help you get on the right track when it comes to your personal finances. And that's why I made the switch. I was tired of just being a number with my big national bank, and I decided to make the switch. And I think you'll be happy too. And for you business owners out there that are looking to make a change, North American Banking Company is here to help. And they are locally owned and operated. And here's why that's important. That means loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They are not sent out of state. So this helps all of you business owners solve problems quickly and then expand your business with confidence, because they deal with numbers every single day, but they never want you to be one of them. So you can check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more, and 6 fantastic Twin Cities locations to serve you. It's Roseville, 50th in France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, and also in Maple Grove. Once again, it's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
It's been almost a week. The state fair opened up. 2 days later, fall hit, and it hit hard. Beautiful days, chilly nights, and fall is the best time. Well, let me just say one of the best times for you to plant shrubs, trees, and perennials. That's where ProTurf comes in. They say it's perfect for root development. That means you don't have to wait for plants to leaf out in the spring. And it's a perfect time to put the ProTurf landscape team to work reinvigorating that outdoor environment of yours. Do it today. Get in touch with professionalturf.com and let's get this landscaping project of yours done. We're talking professional designs by certified designers, and it can be anything from simple to a complete landscape makeover with a cool outdoor living spaces. How about a paver patio driveway? That's cool. Retaining walls, plant beds, trees, shrubs. Speaking of trees, ProTurf has a state fair special running right now with your choice, either a 6-foot Colorado spruce or a 2-inch sugar maple with any project of $4,000 or more. Now, this is a value of $650. That's significant, but it's a limited time offer, good only until the trees run out. Get on board, log on to professionalturf.com, fill out that free estimate request, and let's get this landscape party started. Professionalturf.com.
Here is John Haidt.
Thank you, Joe. This news is brought to you by North American Banking Company. Of course, what we've been talking about this morning, a school shooting at Annunciation Church in Minneapolis, a total of 19 people wounded in the shooting, all but 3 being kids. 2 children, ages 8 and 10, were killed in the shooting. 2 other children are in critical condition. The shooter was dressed in all black, armed with a rifle when he fired through a window at the church just before 8:30 this morning. Minneapolis police say he had a rifle, shotgun, and a pistol, which he used to fire from the outside of the church through windows. Chief Brian O'Hara saying he used all 3 weapons in that shooting. The shooter dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound and has been identified now as 23-year-old Robin Westman. A lot of information circulating on various social media, etc. Obviously, once all that's verified, we will report that to you. Hennepin Healthcare, by the way, said it's treating 11 patients. 7 of them were brought in as critical patients. 4 required an operating room. Officials searching a nearby vehicle. Sheriff O'Hara said they were also doing other searches that is assumed to be at homes in the area. And there was, at first they thought there may be an explosive in the area, but the sheriff explained there was what amounted to a smoke bomb, and not sure why that was there, he said. No explosives in the area. Again, 2 children killed in that shooting. And as you said, Joe, that followed a lot of shootings yesterday. A man dead, 6 others wounded after a shooter sprayed dozens of rounds yesterday afternoon. Police say the shooting happened just before 1:30 near the intersection of 29th Street East and Clinton Avenue, directly behind Cristo Rey Jesuit High School in the city's Phillips neighborhood. Near the intersection, law enforcement found a man dead from an apparent gunshot wound and another man with potentially life-threatening gunshot wounds. About 1 or 2 blocks away from the shooting, 4 injured men and 1 injured woman were found at various locations. Those 5 people brought to the hospital. They are expected to survive. Of the 7 people who were shot, at least 1 person was clearly targeted, according to Chief Brian O'Hara. No arrest had been made as of late last night. Some of the bullets shattered car windows on the opposite end of the block. No. Meanwhile, 1 person dead, another hurt after another shooting overnight in downtown Minneapolis, right around 2 a.m., Hennepin Avenue, 8th Street. Investigators think a gunman opened fire on a group that was gathered nearby on the sidewalk, fatally wounding 1 man before running off. Another man who was apparently wounded in the shooting later dropped off at a local hospital. He's expected to survive. It all came after another deadly shooting Tuesday night 2 miles south near East 27th Street and 3rd Avenue South. Minneapolis police say a man in his 20s suffered multiple gunshot wounds, died at a hospital. Another man dropped off at a hospital for treatment of gunshot wounds that police think are connected to the shooting on 3rd Avenue. His injuries not considered life-threatening. Health officials urging Minnesotans to take precautions because of a rising number of West Nile virus cases across Minnesota. The Department of Health says it's confirmed 20 cases so far this year, and 2 of those affected have died. West Nile virus transmitted to people through mosquito bites. While health experts say most people who are bitten by infected mosquitoes will either have no symptoms or just mild flu-like illness, it can become more serious. Less than 1% of people who are infected by the virus develop brain swelling. Elderly people and those with weakened immune systems face the greatest risk. Metropolitan Mosquito Control District says August is when Minnesotans are most at risk because of an influx of 2 species of mosquitoes. The mother of a 12-year-old girl who was raped by a Somali migrant has said her family has received death threats from the Somali community, according to a memo written by state prosecutors. Earlier this year, Kwalini Ibrahim Diri was found guilty of first-degree sexual assault after being charged for raping a 12-year-old girl who was playing in her backyard. Diri, a 42-year-old Somali migrant, was sentenced to 12 years in prison for the crime. Minnesota law allows Diri to be released in 2033 and remain on probation for the rest of his sentence. Right now, he's in the Minnesota Correctional Facility in St. Cloud, and he is required to register as a predatory offender. Before the sentencing, prosecutors submitted a memo to the court which asked the judge to impose a sentence of 12 years and deny his request for a downward departure from the sentencing guidelines. In that memo, prosecutors said Diri continued to deny that he raped the girl. He also claimed the victim's mom was, quote, behind everything. Prosecutors also noted the crime he committed is one of the most serious and egregious crimes there is. Further, the memo contained a statement about the contents of the pre-sentence investigation, a report used in the sentencing process which contains information from the perpetrator, victims, and others. It said the victim's mom stated that she and her family have been receiving death threats within the Somali community because of the case, according to state prosecutors. Given the nature of the case, the identities of the victim and the victim's mother are not public. No further information about the threats described in that statement were available.
We're broken. We're broken.
Shiloh Hendricks, the woman caught hurling racial slurs in a Rochester playground in April, has now been charged with 3 counts of disorderly conduct. According to the Rochester City Attorney's Office, the charge is a misdemeanor, maximum of 90 days in jail and or a $1,000 fine. Hendricks raised the ire of many by raising over $800,000 in a fundraising effort, with many of the comments attached to the donations coming from avowed white supremacists. Since the viral video, conversations about First Amendment rights and what constitutes protected speech have spread across the nation. A press conference will be held tomorrow by officials to talk more about the charges.
John, a couple of questions about that story, because when I was reading it, this was a long time ago. Wasn't it over a year ago that this video went viral?
No, boy, that was wasn't it just 2-3
months
ago?
Last summer.
Summer?
Yeah, last summer.
Right.
In 2024?
I believe so.
I think so.
Or maybe it was just this past April.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because why did they wait so long to charge her? Now, I'm saying I'm glad they did. I'm just wondering why they took so long.
Do not know.
And I also wonder, had she not raised all that money, if they would have, gone after her like they did, because that was just stupid that she did that.
Yeah. Update to a story we had a while back. You'll remember this: a Wisconsin man. Authorities say.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Good follow-up.
God.
Wisconsin man who authorities think faked his own kayaking death and then went to Eastern Europe. Remember that story?
Oh, yeah, he was trying to get away from the wife and
he
kids.
Found some babe in one of the stand countries, didn't he?
Yeah.
He also makes his own signs.
I think she supported the war of terror.
He's now been sentenced to jail time for the search that had multiple agencies looking for him. 45-year-old Ryan Borgwart was convicted this week, yesterday, for obstructing an officer and sentenced to 89 days in jail. The length of the sentence is nearly twice as long as what was recommended under a plea deal reached with prosecutors, and the same amount of time he lied to searching authorities about where he was. Under the plea agreement, he will have to pay $30,000 in restitution to law enforcement to cover what was spent during the search.
Well, you're getting a longer sentence than this fruitcake that raped a kid.
That's the first thing that came to my mind, too. That kid had a 1-year sentence. And he's got, 90 days left, something like that.
This guy is guilty of, trying to get lucky across the sea.
I want to write a self-help, do-it-yourself, maybe, how to fake your own death for dummies.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's an art. It's not just easy.
You don't know. The kayak, I think, was a bad deal.
Why? I thought it was brilliant.
Well, if you're a kayaker, aren't you the least expected to go to Bulgaria or something to find
Vavavoom,
Elgar
or whatever?
But you gotta pick a lake that's at least 100 feet deep or a fast-moving river.
Yeah.
With the
And
current,
turn it-
sure.
Yeah. Well, there you are.
Why don't we?
Because you're not going to sink to the bottom, is what you're trying to say.
I mean, you're going to have a lot of cash. You're going to have some credit cards under a fake name. You got to throw your phone's got to go in the water.
What's the
Okay,
fake?
I must have missed it. How was this guy found out? Did I miss
they
that
tracked
part?
him, basically.
Yeah, didn't he?
I thought he came back.
He came back, yeah, and they found out.
Think the wife
once he
let him
came
in?
back.
Think the wife, when he was at the back door, do you
Where
think
have
she
you
let him
been,
in?
Harry?
You said you'd be right back.
What do you call the phone when it's the second phone?
The burner.
Oh,
The burner.
He needed a burner phone.
You need a burner phone, a burner credit card. You need a lot of cash.
Kenny's been doing some thinking.
Some weed.
Yeah.
Well, to the point where he wants to write a book.
He's writing a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
Right.
it.
For dummies. How to fake your own death for dummies.
Big yellow
the
cover.
Yes.
The Gumption County Institute for the Criminally Incompetent Guide to Faking Your Own Demise.
Nice.
There you go. Perfect. Why don't we
John,
Mr. Reavers?
Before I do that, Liz Collin is reporting. I just saw this a couple of minutes ago. As you mentioned, multiple sources have confirmed Robin Westman as the gunman in this morning's mass shooting at Annunciation Catholic School. It appears Robert had his name changed to Robin and that his mom was once a teacher at Annunciation. She looks to have retired from that school several years ago. That is from Liz Collin of Alpha News. So there you go. Let's talk about our friends at Hofferman Water and Connecticut. And you know what? I'm going to make it up to Katie. I promise. I will be at the Hofferman booth before the Garage Logic broadcast this coming Friday.
don't
Well, if I'm
know
going to
that.
see Katie, she's got to come to me.
Oh.
I ain't going over to the booth.
No,
with her.
she'll come by. And
It's like
she
the
wants to see
chimney.
the show.
You got to bring it to
You
them.
got to bring it to
I'm
them.
bringing it to
Got
you.
it. Hofferman Water and Connecticut are here to help you upgrade the quality of your water, and they are out at the Minnesota State Fair, so you can stop by their booth and say hi to the entire crew and ask them some questions about how they can upgrade the quality of your water like they have done for me in 2 different homes. It's the best, and it's really going to make a drastic difference in the quality of your water. And you can find out online at HoffermanWater.com, and when you go online, you can book your appointment, but you can also see every single water treatment system that they have to offer. And your first step to improving that is get on the schedule and have them come out for that free water analysis. Like I said, you can book it online or you can give them a call directly at 612-895-2440. Hofferman Water has been proudly serving the state of Minnesota for over 50 years. Please do me a favor and mention that you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast.
'82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years of life. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War, and only 8 decades.
Here's a guy that's looking at his phone, Joe Souchere.
The last big 3-day bash of the summer, it's here already. It's this weekend. Have you ordered a tea weeder rake from teaweedertool.com yet? The reason I ask is because fall is a wonderful time to take care of those lake weeds. Get them pulled out now. That way those weeds don't die, and then the bottom turns into that mushy, icky muck, further making your lake a mess and growing more lake weeds. Do it now. And if you're the weekend guest of a friend that has a lake place, order one, have it sent to your host. It's a wonderful idea. It's the most cost-effective way to remove lake weeds. The tea weeder is made from very sturdy aluminum. You toss it out from shore or the dock, whatever, and then tug it in. Give it some jerks, tug it in with the attached cord, and it pulls up all those grody lake weeds that always circle your ankles and freak you out. Yeah. Very easy and actually fun for the whole family. Get the kids involved. Make it a contest. The T-Weeder is made and sold by a GLer, Tim. He came up with this amazing tool to take care of his own lake weed problems. It has a double row of offset teeth and a long handle and this attached cord, and the results have been absolutely amazing. Be sure you read the reviews when you go to the website, tweedertool.com. Again, simple to remember, tweedertool.com.
And thank you to T-Weeder, because every time their video shows up on YouTube, all of us stare at it with our mouth open.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
It's therapeutic. It's therapeutic.
Yeah. To paraphrase Joe, I don't have a lake place, but if I did,
did,
I'd have
a T-Weeder.
Definitely. In international news, a federal judge yesterday throwing out the Trump administration's lawsuit against Maryland's entire federal bench in an emphatic ruling that underscored the extraordinary nature of the suit, slamming it as potentially calamitous. U.S. District Judge Thomas Cullen, who was nominated by President Trump, also criticized the administration's attacks on the judiciary, highlighting in a footnote that White House officials in recent months had described judges as rogue, unhinged, and crooked, among other things. He said, although some tension between the coordinate branches of government is a hallmark of our system, this concerted effort by the executive to smear and impugn individual judges who rule against it is both unprecedented and unfortunate. Federal prosecutors yesterday unable to secure a felony assault indictment against that fella who threw the sandwich at a federal agent on the streets in Washington. The failure by the U.S. Attorney's Office was the second time in recent days it was unable to persuade grand jurors to bring an indictment in a felony assault case against a federal agent. It amounted to a sharp rebuke from ordinary citizens against the team of prosecutors who were dealing with the fallout from President Trump's move to send National Guard troops and federal agents into the city. It remained unclear if prosecutors plan to try again to obtain an indictment against the man. If you hadn't heard, he was Sean Dunn, a Justice Department paralegal at the time, but he was let go after he threw the sandwich. He was initially charged in an August 13th in the criminal complaint accusing him of throwing the sandwich at a Customs and Border Protection officer who was on patrol in Washington. More than 300 million American Social Security data was put at risk after Department of Government Efficiency officials uploaded sensitive info to a cloud account not subject to oversight. All of this comes from whistleblower Charles Borges, who worked as the chief data officer at the Social Security Administration since January. He said the potential sensitive information at risk being released includes health diagnoses, income, banking information, familial relationships, and personal biographical data. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy announcing that his department this morning announced is taking management of Union Station, the main transport hub in Washington, taking it away from Amtrak as the government exerts its power over the nation's capital. Duffy made the announcement in a statement before he joined Amtrak President Roger Harris at Union Station for the launch of the next-gen Acela, the rail service's new high-speed train. The secretary said Union Station, located within walking distance of the U.S. Capitol, had fallen into disrepair when he said it should be a point of pride for the city. Cracker Barrel has reversed course on the recently unveiled minimalist logo and will go back to featuring its original old-timer figure, known informally as Uncle Herschel.
What'd she get for a severance package, Johnny, when she was sent out the door?
Right.
She's still there, following widespread backlash from customers and conservative media figures, including President Trump. The now discarded simpler logo was the fifth in Cracker Barrel's history and featured a gold shield with the restaurant's name in a newer font. Cracker Barrel said the new logo was now rooted even more closely to the iconic, their words, not mine,
I got it.
Horn that.
barrel shape.
Wait a minute. The Cracker Barrel logo is iconic?
Not to me.
Wait, let's get this.
But the redesign sparked immediate and sustained criticism from conservatives who accuse the brand of becoming woke.
You know, I'm sorry that Cracker Barrel ever came up on this show, and that's my fault. And I'm now going to read you a brief email.
Good.
That is the final word on Cracker
I was going to
Barrel.
bring this up, Joe. I'm glad you are.
And this is from Downing. He's an offsite correspondent. The Rook is right.
Of course he is.
There was a Cracker Barrel in Woodbury on Weir Drive. It closed more than a decade ago. The building then housed a restaurant called Bonfire for a number of years. Earlier this year, it became home to Southern Social. Never doubt the Rookie when it's food-based. We're done with Cracker Barrel.
Done.
I'm gonna throw one more in.
Yeah.
There used to be a Cracker Barrel in Brooklyn Center also. I ate there right by 694, but it is now gone.
Good.
Also.
You know, who was the gal that decided that this was a good idea?
The CEO, I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I can't either.
I met with a lawyer yesterday for some business with my mom. Nothing serious, and I was amazed at how brilliant she was. Absolutely brilliant human being. And I was sitting there going, no matter how hard I would have tried, I could never do this lady's job.
What, the lawyer's job?
Yeah, the lawyer's job. Absolutely brilliant woman. This CEO of Cracker Barrel, your traffic daddy could do that job. Even I'm smart enough to know you don't change what works.
Joe, I know you were wondering. I did find the story. Ray Yoder and his wife Wilma of Goshen, Indiana, made headlines earlier this summer for visiting 644 out of a possible 645 Cracker Barrel Old Country stores in the country.
I didn't want to know that.
Okay.
Which one did they miss? Julie Fels Massino.
Thank you. Julie is the CEO of Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
You don't hear the name Wilma much anymore, do you?
No, the last time I think Wilma was
Fred Flintstone's wife.
We got a good thing going here.
The guy that uses the phrase bucket hat wearing hoople head could do your job better than you, ma'am.
Yeah. John, are you wrapping it up?
Well, I can give you one more.
Yeah.
Does this remind you guys of any movies you can think of offhand? You ready? A 55-year-old woman is wanted by authorities for violating her probation after she attacked a truck that she thought was her ex-boyfriend's, but wasn't.
Oh, Lebowski.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I think it was that Corvette in Lebowski.
Drem Benjamin, Drem, D-R-E-M.
Is this
Benjamin,
how you treat a stranger?
was arrested for showing
Oh,
up.
that's part of the quote.
That's part of it, yep.
This is what happens when you...
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, stranger. Yeah. At a Lee County home to damage a truck she thought belonged to her unfaithful ex-boyfriend. She attacked the truck with a crowbar. Turns out she had the wrong truck. The actual owner was left with thousands of dollars in damages. She ended up spending the night in jail and pleaded guilty, put on 60 months probation. She violated her probation terms, and now there's a new warrant out for her arrest. She has 3 prior arrests on her record for drugs and other violations. She's last known to be living in Bonita Springs. Police say they are still looking for Drem.
Thank you, John.
Johnny, I got to let Kenny know.
Yes.
Peter, loyal town council member Peter, wants Kenny to know Green Lake is the deepest natural inland lake in Wisconsin with a maximum depth of 236
That's
feet.
right. He was on Green Lake. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that lake.
There you go.
Oh, was he on green?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he got some things right
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
You just needed the rest of your manual.
Yeah.
Hi. You know what? We all look like
Tell
we
me
could use a
about
drink.
that.
How about Harmony Spirits right now?
Okay.
And it's Labor Day weekend. Now's a perfect time to head down south and visit my friends at Harmony Spirits. Our friends at Harmony Spirits. And visit that beautiful tasting room down there in Harmony, Minnesota. There's Larry and Damon on the YouTube channel right now. You can stop in and say hi to the entire crew. They've got that wonderful oh my God.
How are you?
Craft cocktail menu that rotates
You
throughout
were thinking
the
of
summer.
the Cracker Barrel.
I had
thinking of-
Cracker Barrel on my mind, and I'm trying to find out which one that they didn't visit, that wonderful couple. Anyway, so you can stop into the tasting room, and they also have those to-go bottles that are fantastic as well with the craft cocktails already supplied for you in that bottle. And you can also go into your local liquor store, and that's really going to help them out. And you have to ask for the Harmony brand by name. Hey, summer's not over yet. So check out their Facebook page for upcoming events, car shows, all sorts of stuff. And please stop into the tasting room and let them know that you heard about them right here on the Garage Logic Podcast.
The earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
Anyway, storage.com. Boy, they make it really easy to acquire a storage container. You can rent to own, or you can outright purchase it. Own that baby. 3 great ways to get a shipping storage container delivered right to your place. If you need secure storage, AnywayStorage.com can help. They have a variety of shipping containers, 10, 20, 40 footers. By the way, you don't have to use them exclusively for storage. Make it an office or a little cabin. I know, she shed. Put the wife out there and let her do her crocheting out there. Oh, even better. Make it a bedroom for your mother-in-law. These guys can do all sorts of modifications for you. They can put in extra doors, a window, a roll-up door, maybe a roll-away couch for your mother-in-law. I don't know. Or you could just use it for safe, secure, rodent-free storage. That's actually what most of us do. Anyway, Storage has locations in Grand Rapids, Stewartville, Ellendale. That means we're covered. They've got us covered. All of Minnesota, the eastern side of the Dakotas, Wisconsin, Iowa, even lower Canada. Everything's covered. 10, 20, 40 footers, sealed, lockable, and perfect for folks that need secure storage. Maybe at your home, your farm, maybe on a job site. What a great way to store tools. Nobody's going to take them when they're in one of those. Schools can store gear and equipment in them, Boy Scouts, whatever. If you want to stop into one of the locations before you rent or purchase it, you can do that, or you can do the entire deal on the phone. Check out the website, then start making plans. AnywayStorage.com. Did you get that? AnywayStorage.com.
2 quick housekeeping items. I forgot to mention this weekend at Harmony Spirits. They have a desert sour, strawberry boba with limeade and desert pear maple simple syrup. It's really good. Also, they're having 2 events on the 29th and the 30th. You can find it on their Facebook page and also on their Instagram page. I forgot to mention that during my Harmony ad. Also, the online shop is also available for those of you not going out to the Minnesota State Fair. All the way through the State Fair. You can buy all of that stuff at the website, garagelogic.com. On account of you want to know why.
I'm going to wear that shirt Friday.
I think I might too. The Spoon Lake shirt is also there, and the original Garage Logic tee is also there. Well, you want me to get going? I'm
no,
sorry.
I didn't say that.
It's your fault.
No, I didn't tell him to get going.
We all feel pressure from you.
I don't.
I didn't do a thing.
It's just the way you look at us.
I don't feel any pressure, John.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
If you hear my ads, you'll realize if you use me as an endorsee, I am slow and steady. It says here, rookie has length and strength.
Yes, he does.
So just so you know that.
Yes, it is.
Here's the email I would imagine many parents are getting today. This went to a kid I used to have regarding a school I'm familiar with, and it says, your child's... Well, here, I'll start at the beginning. We will spend time teaching procedures to our students during class lessons and holding a variety of drills. I want you to have the same language. That is critical. Our school culture includes a first time asked response. In other words, if you say, hey, get under that chair, don't ask questions, get under the chair. Your children know that if an adult gives them a direction, they will respond immediately. Your child's safety is our first priority. We will continue to enhance our building security. We have arranged for professional security at our first all-school mass on September 11th. It is difficult to find the right balance for our back-to-school night. Our hallways will be crowded with happy and excited children. Right now, all of our teachers need to see their smiling faces and know there is good in the world. Thank you, signed the principal. It occurs to me the modern parent has a lot on their plate. We are broken. We're now 2 kids that go to that school, one 13 and one 9. They rode their bikes to our house the other day. All right? Mm-hmm. Terrified me. It terrified me. On the way home, they had to cross 3, I would call them busy streets.
Okay.
3 arterial streets. Well, we're also broken when it comes to driving. I see too many people go through red lights. I see people not paying attention.
Stop
I
signs.
see people texting when they're driving. So I got to sweat that out. They made it home. That's fine. It's just me being neurotic. But I was terrified because we're broken. And anything can happen at any time. And the phrase, the public is no longer facing a threat. It does not work anymore. We're always facing a threat.
This, to me, seems far more real and far more frightening than when we were kids and we were worried about an atomic bomb and we were told to hide under our desks. Yeah. Remember that nonsense?
Yeah, or as Lewis Black said, they told us to hide under kindling.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even at the time, I thought, well, this is a joke.
Yeah.
Today's kid, wow, I really feel for him.
And how vigilant is a parent supposed to be? You don't want to hover, or whatever the word is.
I'm glad that you said that about you being terrified, because I feel the same way about my 25-year-old.
Of course.
And Matt, I bet you feel the same thing, and I know Reavers and John do. You know, it never goes away.
No, I'm happy that I'm through with the schooling, but now the next chapter starts, and you're like, are you making good life choices?
Are you like that?
Something
Yeah,
similar.
yeah, but I mean, when Gabe decides to hit the road and he's driving around the United States, you telling me you're not puckering every day waiting for the phone call?
Yeah, where are you going? We're going to Red Rock. Okay. How are you going to get there? We're driving. Where are you going to sleep? In the Jeep. Yes, that completely scares the hell out of me.
Is that okay? Well, I'm going to be 1 mile behind you at all times.
Yes.
Driving is broken.
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday. I had to pick up a guy at Schoonovers who was dropping his car off there.
Okay.
And I just witnessed so much broken driving on Highway 36 eastbound. Then I went to Lexington all the way out. No broken driving on Lexington. There were plenty of broken driving on Highway 36.
Especially freeways.
I'm going down to Minneapolis tomorrow morning, as opposed to what I did last week tomorrow in the afternoon, because of broken driving. It gets worse as the day goes on.
What this breaks in a kid is innocence.
Yep.
It just breaks their innocence.
Right.
A 9-year-old kid should not be exposed or worried about this, but they now must be.
Look at the kid right behind you. He's
Yeah.
10.
Well, you're all right because you're always here, so that's fine.
True.
Yeah.
I think this is worth playing.
What is it?
Amy Klobuchar was just on MSNBC and was asked about the shooting. I do believe this is worth playing.
It, of course, makes me think about guns and all the work we've done to ban these automatic rifles and to do something when it comes to the background checks and everything, and we keep getting thwarted. We were able to pass a limited measure on a bipartisan basis, but not enough to stop something like this. And it just makes you think about that as well without knowing the details about how he got that gun, if the gun was legal, what kind of gun it was. But it was clearly one of these automatic rifles to be able to shoot that many kids so fast.
Well, Amy.
Earlier this year, of course.
Amy politicized it. That's uncalled for on her part.
What kind of pompous, self-serving attitude do you have to believe that a law that you create is going to stop, first of all, anything that happened in the Twin Cities in the last 24 hours,
Right.
and what happened this morning, which was purely insanity? Yeah, no law you can create and try to enforce is going to stop what happened.
No, Amy, things are broken. It's not entirely your fault, but you've been on. It's on your watch.
And I'm looking at the timestamp of this. She said this within an hour and a half.
This isn't the gun's fault.
But why just, if that's what you're going to go with on a national television show, maybe give it some time here.
I came up with the answer 25 years ago. The super
magnet.
Super magnet. If you could hang a magnet above the earth and
You've been
draw
watching
to
cartoons,
it,
yeah,
and draw to it all the guns, I'm fine with that.
I saw that on Roadrunner.
And who makes the magnet?
Acme.
Acme.
What color is it?
It's red and silver.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
She took the easy way out and should be ashamed of that.
She should be
put
ashamed of
no
herself.
thought into that answer.
How about addressing your remarks to the moms and dads of the kids?
And the family of the shooter.
Fry's remarks.
I did like his.
Fry's remarks were brilliant in comparison.
Pure
Pure
from the heart.
brilliant in comparison. Wow. Amy, that was
that's pathetic.
Very disappointing from you. But, everything's broken. So Not much we can do about it, is there? No. Kenny, you wanted to know about the temperatures where Tom and Jessica Lyman are.
Yeah.
They're over in Marloth Park in Mpumalanga Province, South Africa. In fact, I got a number of emails regarding that. Tom writes on Monday, Kenny asked about the weather in Marloth. Well, it's still winter here now. A few weeks ago in the morning, it was in the mid to high 40s. By late morning, it would be in the 70s until after sunset.
Wow.
Last week, for several afternoons in a row, it was in the mid-90s. With spring and summer on the horizon, the temperature will easily get into the low 100 to 108. And here's the forecast for today. 73 degrees, 57% humidity, only an 8-mile-an-hour breeze, and no precipitation. So that's the weather for today. The weather for Wednesday today.
108?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And of course, it's only because they're over there. It's only because these come to us all the way from Africa. From the traveling Lymans. It was on this day.
August 27th.
Well, it was on this day. We've talked about it before. A very famous incident. A UFO sighting in Marshall County. In the early morning, Sheriff's Deputy Val Johnson, who don't bother trying to reach him, he doesn't want to talk about it, was driving his car when he saw a bright light and then lost consciousness. An investigation by Sheriff Dennis Brecky found the car's windshield inexplicably damaged. The Ford Motor Company determined that the windshield cracked due to a combination of high pressure inside the car and low pressure outside. Later, it was discovered that Johnson's wristwatch and the car's clock were both 14 minutes slow. No further explanations of the event have come to light. And I believe that vehicle is on display up in Marshall County at some museum. What's the county seat of Marshall County?
I was actually just looking that up.
Marshall County. It's
Marshall,
an M County. Monoman, Marshall, Martin, McLeod, Meeker, Mille Lacs, Morrison, Murray.
Warren is your county
Well,
seat.
there's a museum up there that has that Ford LTD in for viewing.
It's the Marshall County Historical Society Museum where the car is.
It's about as big as is it about as big as the bathroom?
It's big enough to hold that car, Chris.
I suppose.
You don't have to be so demeaning about our rural brothers and sisters.
I apologize if Marshall County is offended.
On this day,
August 27th,
in 2006, Curtis Warnke, publisher of the Wood Lake News from 1906 to 1994, and the youngest person elected to the Minnesota legislature, that was in 1956, passed away from cancer at the age of 74. And on this day in Minnesota sports disappointment history,
August 27th.
What do you got?
On this day,
August 27th.
In 1921, the Minneapolis Marines and Green Bay were admitted to the APFA. What's that?
American Professional Football League.
Association. Well, it was an A, Chris. It was an A.
That's it.
On this, in 2015.
Why was that a disappointment, by the way?
That's a good question.
Okay.
On this day,
August 27th.
in 2015, Sano, who would that be?
Miguel Sano.
Miguel hit a ball off the Tampa catwalk.
Oh, remember that?
No,
I do, because
don't.
it was a day game, and Johnny and I were watching it at the station, pretending to listen to the show.
Whoopsie.
What?
Don't give away our secrets.
Been a lot of that, hasn't there?
I know, I do miss the day games where I'm...
It's tough now.
I have a question before you leave, too. Don't forget.
Okay. On this day,
August 27th.
in 2019, the Loons lost USOC to Atlanta, United States
Supreme
Official
Court of Justice.
Soccer
Sure.
Center.
See?
USOC, U.S. Office Champion.
United Soccer Club
USOC Soccer. United States Olympic
Soccer.
Club.
No, club.
United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee.
Oh.
Is the USOC.
Well, they lost that to Atlanta. I think what that means is they must have lost some kind of meeting
Yes.
to Atlanta.
A match.
A convention type deal.
Sure.
Yeah.
A gathering of sorts.
That was a disappointment. I remember being disappointed about that.
You wrote about it, didn't you?
I think I did. Yeah.
Hey, I got an update for you.
Yeah.
1:19 p.m.
Today?
From Bob, I got a little text.
Yep.
We got Thielen. That's it.
Yeah, I was going to
Does
put
Bob
that in
know
the
that was in the paper this morning?
I don't. He's trying to tell me as if I don't know it. But anyway, we got Thielen, just so you guys
Thank you,
know.
Bob.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
Kenny?
Yesterday you teased, and I don't know if you were serious or not. I had to bounce.
Yeah.
That you had found a job.
Yes,
for
I have
me.
it right here. I have it right here. Thank you for reminding me.
Aren't you employed? Don't you have enough jobs?
Kenny, you could live on the United Kingdom's remotest island, which has just 60 residents. The job pays $41,000 a year and has great perks, including a free vehicle and $8,000 in relocation funds. It's called Fair Isle. It's gorgeous. Oh my God. Stunning scenery.
What are my duties?
I'm getting there, Kenny.
Yeah, there's where.
Fair Isle is the UK's most remote island. Measuring just 5 kilometers by 3 kilometers, Fair Isle is the southernmost island of the Shetlands and is home to over 350 species of birds, including puffins and gannets.
Do I get to shoot them?
It boasts stunning beaches, plenty of coastal hiking paths, and is even the site of the famous Spanish Armada shipwreck.
Whoa.
The salary can reach as high as $50,702. And the successful applicant will also receive a remote island allowance of $2,500. The employee will also have access to a traditional stone cottage.
So far, I love it.
Yeah.
Local resident Eileen Thompson described the position as unlike anything. Oh, wait.
Uh-oh. Wait,
Well,
get to the part where you test chloroform cloths.
if anyone wants solitude and isolation, this isn't it.
Why?
Because you'd have to intermingle with the people.
Oh, he's out. He's totally out.
Oh, no.
He's got 60 residents on the island that he already doesn't like.
No, they're looking for great social characteristics.
Yeah.
Never mind.
This
That
has
takes
got
you
rookie
out.
written all
Is this
over
what
it.
we
Yeah.
got to do? Is there a good restaurant there? They got a Cracker Barrel?
They even have flights to the island. It's for a nursing position.
Oh.
You know,
You're going to dress
Nursing,
up like a nurse?
like breastfeeding?
well, males can be nurses.
You got to wear the outfit, though.
You get the continuity of care living and working alongside the people you're caring for, and you get a chance to look after your flock. It's a wonderful opportunity for someone with great social skills.
I love humanity. It's people I don't like.
Yeah.
And that's 60 too many on that island, isn't it?
Well, wouldn't
Yep.
that be something? Now, most of us think it probably sounds great. We'd probably last about 5
Where do I
minutes.
sign up?
5
I
minutes.
wouldn't. I'd last 10 years.
Can you imagine? I wonder what the pub is like.
I want to be.
At Stone. I see a nice.
Oh, an ancient pub.
Yeah,
I want
not
to
real
be
big.
the sole caretaker of Dick Prenike's cabin.
Oh, yeah.
And anybody that lands in a float plane to visit,
You
like
gonna
they
shoot
do
'em?
now,
You going to shoot them?
they will be met with me and my blunderbuss.
But that should be after they give you the supplies. And then you say, now get.
Tell me what you see and hear in this pub on this island.
There's a lot of natural wood. Mm-hmm. There's exposed. The stonework was hastily put together. There's big rocks.
In
and
about
there's-
1600.
Right, yeah. And so there's the what do you call the stuff in between the rocks?
The grout.
The mortar or
The
grout?
grout.
Yeah, it's hastily put together. You have to crouch down the door. The
Yeah.
door is not real tall. You
I'll
got to
accept
crouch
that.
to get in there.
Yeah.
And I see not a palatial bar.
No.
I just see a simple bar. There's not even a keg. It's you got a little small little refrigerator.
Do you go out back to use the bathroom?
You know what I see?
There's an outhouse out back.
Yeah, there is. You don't go inside.
You know what I see? 2 porthole windows.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the noise of the crashing surf.
And it's dimly lit.
Oh.
It's dimly lit.
Jesus.
Warm
And what's the
beer.
bar
Warm
when you walk in? What task is the bartender doing?
Polishing glasses.
Yes, he's got the apron on, and he's just polishing the glasses, or he'll wipe up that little.
He's got a big birthmark on his face that has hair growing out of it.
And if there's any smoking taking place, it's only in a pipe.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can see that. They don't seem like they're real Marlboro Lights.
You're talking me into it. I like this scenario.
The crashing surf, because on a warm night, you'd crack open the porthole.
And there's only 4 small tables.
Any idea?
There's
No. 4 seats at the bar.
4 seats. Okay, I'll take that.
What
4 seats
is,
at the bar.
if I'm going to go to MapQuest, what's the name of this bar?
The Fair Isle Pub.
And then I see in the corner
The Fair Isle Stop and Go.
I'm just going to call it the Feral.
Yeah, the Fair Isle Pub.
And then I see Ethel in the corner selling what are the pull tabs?
No pull tabs. There's
Thought every bar
also
had pull tabs.
there's a lighthouse on this island.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Haggis? Are you eating haggis?
Sure.
I just
Whatever
did
the
a
hell
little,
that is.
Mutton.
little research here. There's no public pub on Fair Isle. However,
Oh, no, John.
well, listen, though.
Jeez.
Listen.
Hop in the bubble here.
Listen, this is kind of fun. The Fair Isle Lodge and Bird Observatory offers a well-stocked bar and lounge area.
I'll take that.
that's what I want.
I'll
I'm
take
having
it.
a cold when I get doused with bird
This is
crap.
the
I wanna look
Bird
at the
Island.
birds.
I've seen documentaries about this place. I'm not going there.
350 different brands of birds.
That's too
Where
many
they
birds.
bury the treasure.
That's too many.
Wow.
I would thin that herd.
How about the stone-built property you get to rent?
Yeah. Kenny, come on. We're coming over. Kenny, we're
Crazy
coming over for the
bird.
weekend.
All sorts of crazy bird watchers there at all times with their binoculars and they're
but the view.
tucking in their shirts and all of that.
Here,
If you know what I mean.
This would douse it for Kenny. Local resident Eileen Thompson described the position as unlike anything in healthcare. On Fair Isle, you get to be so much more of a nurse than you would anywhere else, she said. On the mainland, you might see a patient for 5 minutes and not see them again for months or even better. But here, you're with them all the time. You're going to see them every day, whether you want to or not. Oh,
Well, you could just start to get rid of them, Kenny, and then they come back and nobody's out. Where do the people go? I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't seen anybody here for months.
you know what? You know what they have going for them on that island?
What?
It's not broken.
That's true.
It's
You think
just
they're
not.
stopping at all the stoplights?
It's just not broken.
All the sidewalks are slick with bird droppings.
Yeah.
Ew. Okay.
But it ain't broken.
Don't fix it.
It ain't broken. See ya.
I don't see any sidewalks in these pictures.
Well, I can't believe you even have a need for a car.
I can't believe you guys can't read the time.
Whoa.
Oh.
Hello.
Hey, you should subscribe to the Garage
God
Logic.
bless you, parents, at Annunciation.
Yep, horrible story. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media channels, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can search Garage Logic on YouTube. And on that YouTube channel, you can watch the show each and every single day, starting right around noon. And there's also full segments, there's video shorts, there's behind-the-scenes footage, but it's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic on all those channels.